One of the best-known chocolate brands in the world, KitKat, has undergone a revamp in terms of formula, promising more chocolate but less sugar. However, is it marketing suicide to change something that's so beloved? We talked to Sachin Goel, Business Executive Officer for Confectionery in Asian markets, about the change, all-star tie-ups and offbeat marketing ideas. KitKat has actually rolled out a new recipe for its product. It's been on the shelves for a while. Less sugar, more of the other ingredients. So here's my question to you. It was a disastrous thing when Coke changed this recipe. You know, some people say you shouldn't mess, with the wheel. But why then did you feel the need to change something that's already a bestseller?
Yeah, I think it's important to place it in context of that we are always looking at consumer trends, and we like to remain very close to the consumer needs and what they're looking at so far. KitKat has its own signature taste, as you say rightly, and it's a very popular chocolate brand enjoyed for years. And you don't go and just change something for the sake of it. So absolutely, you're right. So our feedback from the consumers is that there is this growing, if you like, they are more amenable towards having less sugar in their products. And keeping that trend in mind, we have decided to, and we have done this globally, to, I would say, renovate our recipe. It's not a revolution. The recipe has been changed, keeping in mind reducing the sugar and adding on the other hand, replacing it with some more milk and chocolate and cocoa. So there is, in fact, a lot of research which has been put into this. There's a lot of R&D work which has gone into this. We have tested this with our consumers, and we maintain a signature taste.
Is it more expensive or cheaper with this new recipe? And I ask because you've taken out some stuff and you've put some in, or how do you price it? Do you work it out the same? How does that kind of work?
So what we've done is, Nadia, we actually remove 8% of added sugar.
All right.
And we've actually replaced that. Since sugar is, quite voluminous, so we've replaced that as well with milk, as well as cocoa, what we call, chocolate in the common context. And both these ingredients are, of course, more expensive than sugar is. So as far as cost of manufacturing is concerned, it is more expensive to us to make. However, the consumer price has been maintained, so there's been no change brought about to the consumer price.
Are you just going to make all that up on volume?
Well, like I said, we like to remain very close to our consumers, and we are here to make sure that we would delight the consumers, and as well as obviously have a profitable business and sustainable business. So at this given point of time, we decided to go ahead and absorb this cost as part of our brand progression in the region.
So what's the current market then like? Because consumer sentiment, we all know, is soft. It has been, it's been softening over the past few years. But I want to ask you something. Inversely, there is this idea that when times are tough, people indulge in the little indulgences more. Women buy lipstick, and people indulge in chocolate. Did you find that was the case?
What you said is right, that it's been challenging environment in the past few years in this part of the world, as also globally, right? So global economy as well, and which impacts locally and so on. Having said that, happy to say that in this year, the first quarter for the category has come back rather strongly. It's near double-digit growth, which is coming through for the category as also for some of our brands.
Double-digit meaning for KitKat? Growth.
Well, it has been for the category overall.
Oh, for overall confectionery?
Yes, as for the category as a business, and also for our business has been very good.
In terms of top line?
First quarter top line growth.
All right.
So, yes, so there is a bit of, I would say, a return to growth in that scenario.
You guys have been an all-out push, to try and get this new recipe out there, the variations. How has that journey kind of been?
We've also done a very, I would say, a high-powered partnership with Avengers in this market. So we've decided to bring in the change in the recipe along with, the Avengers partnership, and actually have had very, I would say, big displays in the market as well as digital media activating this whole space.
So something like Avengers Infinity War partner up, does it actually translate into a bump in sales, do you see, or at least more visibility? Because I always wonder, when you see big displays, does it really actually draw people's attention?
Actually, for a category like this, which is also very much impulse driven, what we say is the location inside the store is very important. You have to be there in the right places. In fact, we know from our understanding of this business There is an in-home consumption which happens. There's a pre-planned purchase, but there's also a lot of impulse purchase. So the more you can be available and visible inside the store, more is your shopper likely to come and interact with your brands and your category. As far as displays are concerned, absolutely, but the display must also come with some benefits to the shopper and consumer. So we do put the display to attract, but also we normally carry, as you say, what activations, which are also things like promotions, I would say initiatives which benefit the shopper and keep their interest at heart as well, while providing the great taste of chocolate at the same time.
You've also opened something called the Chocolatory.
Yes.
It is essentially a KitKat boutique. It's something I think nobody has seen outside Japan, where they're absolutely mad for KitKat. You brought this concept in where it's almost artisan, it's different flavors. How has the response to that been?
We were the first, proud to say, in Malaysia, Nestlé Malaysia, to bring out the Chocolatory outside the shores of Japan. And we have a permanent retail outlet set up in Mid Valley, which is exactly doing that, which is really giving personalized KitKats. So believe it or not, you can go there and create up to 10,000 KitKats.
This kind of store, it must be more about brand presence than actually making money as a physical store, right?
You're absolutely right. This is really to, so while answering that, I must highlight the KitKat brand in Malaysia is one of the places of pride for us in Nestlé Group, because we do enjoy among the highest market share for KitKat globally in Malaysia. So there's a lot of brand love with the consumers in Malaysia. This is one of the ways to also engage and also return that to the consumers. So it's not as much about creating a great business venture as much as about experiential marketing. So the consumers do come and engage, and we do want the consumers to have a lot of fun and literally have a break with KitKat.